What is going on, guys? This weekend is UFC Fight Night, Dolidze versus Hernandez. This is going to be my full card predictions. Starting off with the prelim opener of Cody Brundage versus Eric McQueno. I think that's how you say it. Essentially, at the tail of this fight is two low-level. This is a light heavyweight bout. Brundage is a middleweight. I doubt this had to be a last-minute fight because he is not. Yeah, he's only 6 foot. He's not built for a light heavyweight. So this is probably a last-minute fight. But they're both bad. I don't think either of them are good. I think Cody Brundage is less bad though. So I'm gonna go Cody Brundage. First round KO. But honestly, it could go either way. I could totally see, because as soon as Brundage starts to get hurt or the fight's not going his way, he kind of quits and gives up. So I could see him try to steamroll through Eric. It doesn't work. Eric survives, and then he kind of just falters. Could see that happening. But I'm going to go Cody Brundage, first round TKO. Moving up the card. This card, better, I would say, on paper than last week's card. I'm going to fix that. Prelims aren't very good, but nonetheless. We have another banger on the prelims. Gabriel Fernandez versus Julia Solorenko. I'm going to go Fernandez. Do I want to go late? I think she's either going to win via decision or third round submission. I think Solorenko, she's older. She's decent with the grappling, but I think Fernandez, she just has that strength, if you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. I think she's going to be able to outmuscle Julia Solorenko, out-grapple her. Solorenko's not that good on the feet. Not much else to say about the fight. Moving up the card. We got to get through some of the bad ones before we can get to the good ones. We have Uros Medic versus Gilbert. I was about to say Gabriel. Urbina. I'm going to go Uros Medic to get it done. Does he finish him? I think he does. I'm going to go Uros Medic to get it done via late second round, early third round TKO over Gilbert. I think Medic has the experience advantage. I think he's He's fought higher level opposition, tougher opponents. I don't even remember where Gilbert Urbina is. I don't remember him ever fighting. I'm going to try and click his thing, and I guarantee you it's not going to load. Because it never does. But, I don't remember. He lost to Charles Radke. Okay. He's got 2 fights in the UFC, and a loss to Brian Battle. Brian Battle's a decent opponent, but Charles Radke, and then this guy that I've never heard of. So I think the experience is on Medic's side. I think he's probably better on the feet. He's got decent takedown defense. I think that's probably Urbina's best way to win is to out-grapple Medic, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. So I'm going to go Medic, late second round, early third round TKO to get it done. Moving up the card, we have Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. I think that's how you say it. Listen, I'm going to go Jocelyn Edwards to get it done via decision. I could see her also winning via submission. Priscilla Cachoeira, terrible in the grappling department. Terrible in the grappling department. I think she won her last fight. It's against that short... I don't know why that woman... I think she fights at bantamweight. I don't know why. I can't remember her name. She's very, very short for the division. Got to win over her. I think I picked her to win that fight. Not Cachoeira, the other lady that I don't remember her name. But don't be surprised if Jocelyn Edwards gets in a dominant grappling position over Priscilla Cachoeira and Cachoeira tries to cheat because she's done it. I don't know why the UFC is keeping her this long. I remember 2 fights back to back. I remember one was Julian Robertson. I don't remember who the other opponent was. I think it was Jillian Robertson. Man, I want to look now. But I specifically remember she fought 2 different people and cheated in both of them. Yep. It was Jasovicius, maybe. No, it was Robertson and Miranda Maverick. I remember that. I'm assuming she probably tried to cheat against Jasovicius. I don't remember that fight off the top of my head. But I remember in the Maverick fight, I don't remember what submission Miranda Maverick had her in, but she's trying to pull Miranda Maverick's top off so that she'll stop the submission to like she doesn't want to be exposed to stop that. And then with the Robertson one, I think she was trying to poke her in the eyes. I think she had her in a rear naked choke, and I think she was trying to gouge her eyes out. So Priscilla Cachoeira, dirty cheater, dirty fighter. If I had any power in the UFC, should have been cut after the Jillian Robertson fight. So I'm going to go Jocelyn Edwards to get it done via submission over Priscilla Cachoeira. Not super confident in that pick as far as the submission-wise. Cachoeira kind of goes forward, heavy hands for a woman. So I could see her getting it done via like TKO. But other than that, terrible on the ground. Moving up the card. I don't care about this fight. We have Elijah Smith versus Toshomi Kazama. I don't care. I could care less about this fight. Just like the last fight, I could care less. I'm going to go Elijah Smith to get it done via decision. I think he's more well-rounded than Kazama. This is like a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. It would not surprise me if either guy won this fight. I think Smith will be able to use his little bit of reach he has. I wonder if he's the guy I'm thinking of. The little bit of reach he has to keep Kazama at bay and will just work all 3 rounds. Get a very clear 30-27 decision for Elijah Smith. Moving up the card. The last one on the prelims. We have Julius Walker versus Rafael Sequeira. This is another one of those fights. It's like, I'm really glad this is on an Apex card because on the prelims here, we don't have much we're working with. Like, the Euros Medic fight might be the best fight on the prelims. Yeah. You can definitely tell this is an Apex card. I'm going to go Julius Walker to get done via decision. This fight could go either way, just like the Smith fight. I think this is going to be a bad fight. Go ahead and prove me wrong. Please. Please do. Moving up the card. Getting a little better. We have your boy, Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan. I've got to go Christian Leroy Duncan to get it done. Your boy Eric Anders is like 39 or 40 years old. Christian Leroy Duncan, younger. I think he's got better power. I think he's got better striking, better grappling. I think he's better everywhere than Eric Anders. Eric Anders, very durable and tough and hard to get out of there. That's why I'm going to pick Christian Leroy Duncan to get it done via decision. I think Anders' last fight was Chris Weidman. That fight was garbage. I don't remember who Christian Leroy Duncan last fought. I think it was kind of a bum. No offense to that guy. But I think the range for Christian Leroy Duncan that he's going to have over Eric Anders is going to be even more a factor. Anders is just going to rush in, swinging wild punches, probably going for takedowns that he's clearly not going to be able to get, but to go for him anyway. I wouldn't shock me if Duncan could go out there and finish Anders, drop him and clip him as he's charging in, rushing forward. But I'll pick him to get it done via decision. Anders is pretty tough, pretty durable, and hard to get out of there. Moving up the card. Mildly interested in this fight as well. We have Miles Johns versus Jean Masamoto. I'm going Jean Masamoto to get it done. Does he finish him? That's a good question. Last fight for Masamoto, lost to Rob Font. Close fight. I think it was a split decision. I don't remember who Miles John fought last, but I don't rate Miles John that good. Jean Masamoto barely lost to Rob Font, And I think if Rob Font and Miles Johns fought, I think Rob Font would probably finish Miles Johns. And I think Font's fighting Raul Rosas Jr. He just keeps getting prospects. They keep feeding him prospects, and he keeps turning them down. I think this would be, if he beats Raul Rosas Jr., I think this would be his third prospect in a row that he's beaten. At that point, they need to give him someone up in the rankings. He deserves it at that point after 3 fights in a row. Anyway, back to this one. I don't really want to elevate G Matsumoto off of a loss, but I'm kind of doing that in this fight. I don't see where Miles John... he's kind of like a boxer wrestler. He's going to try and wrestle. He's going to throw overhand rights. And I think Matsumoto's got good takedown defense. I think he could probably go tit for tat with him in the wrestling department, in the grappling department. I think he has better jiu-jitsu than Miles John. And I think his striking is better than Miles John's as well. So I'm going to go Jin Matsumoto. I'm going to pick decision. I could see him getting a finish, though. Honestly, I think he's well-rounded enough that he could TKO or submit him. But I'm going to go very dominant decision win for Jin Matsumoto, 30-27. Moving up the card. This is probably going to be a good fight. And right now, I don't know who I'm picking. We have Andre Fili versus Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez, trading wins and losses. Everybody that he's supposed to beat, he loses to. And everybody he's supposed to lose to, he beats. Keeps knocking out contenders at bantamweight, where he kept missing weight. Moves up to featherweight, kind of has mixed results. Andre Fili, a veteran of the sport. I don't think he's that old. I think he's 35 years old. Taken a lot of damage. Been in a lot of wars throughout his career. This is a really tough fight to pick. Because I think on the feet, Fili is the better striker. I think Fili has the better power. I don't think Rodriguez is a slouch on the feet by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's better in the grappling. And he can go a hard 3 rounds. Where Fili kind of starts to tire out. Especially if someone's, consistently moving him forward, hunting him down, shooting on takedowns. He's got to defend takedowns a lot. I'm going to go Christian Rodriguez to get it done via 29-28 decision. I think the first round, Andre Fili is going to be really good. Stuffing the takedowns. Lighting up Rodriguez on the feet. Then I think towards the second half of that second round, Rodriguez is going to take over. I think Fili is going to start to get really tired. I could also see Rodriguez getting the back of Fili, because I think if he gets his back, he'll probably submit him, be rear naked choke. So I could see like a third round rear naked choke for Christian Rodriguez as well. But I think it's going to be a decision. I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision for Rodriguez, where Fili takes the first and Rodriguez takes the second and third round. Kind of rooting for Andre Fili here. I'm a fan of Andre Fili. But yeah, we'll see how this fight goes. I'm excited. Actually excited to see this one. Moving up the card. Oh, not excited for this one. We have Yasmin Lucindo versus Angela Hill. Angela Hill's like 40 or 41 years old. Still fighting. She's getting a jump up the rankings in competition. Versus Lucindo. I don't rate Lucindo very good. I don't. But I don't rate Angela Hill very good either. And she's 40. She's 40 years old. I think Yasmin Lucindo has the strength, the physicality advantage. She's like a brute in there. I think Angela Hill, she's like the Neil Magny of the women's strawweight division. She's always turning back these young whippersnappers. Kind of long and lanky for, a woman of that size. Although she has a reach disadvantage in this fight. This is actually a tough fight to pick. It really is. Because Angela Hill just always seems to find a way to get it done. Like, every time I count her out, she comes and wins. I don't know if I can pick her, though. She's 40. I think Lucindo's younger than I am. I think she's like 24 years old. So she's a few years younger than me. She's not that good. Am I really going to do this? I'm going to do it. I'm picking Angela Hill. Angela Hill via decision. I think she's going to point fight. Yeah. To a decision. That's just how she fights. Could I see Lucinda holding her up against the cage for 3 rounds and just holding her there? Yes. I could see her just getting out-muscled and holding Angela Hill up against the cage and winning a very, very, very boring decision. But I'm going to go Angela Hill to get it done. 29-28 split decision win for Angela Hill in a very boring, sloppy fight. Unexciting. Moving up the card. Co-main event. This is a bantamweight bout. We have Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. They're both flyweights, if you don't know. Osborne taking this fight on short notice. Erceg, gets into the UFC on short notice, wins his debut, goes on a 3-fight win streak, fights for the title. Could have been the flyweight champion. But what does he do? He goes out there and tries to wrestle Alessandro Pantoja when he was winning on the feet. Winning on the feet, goes out there and tries to wrestle him. Gets out grappled. So the fight IQ wasn't the best in that fight. After that, 3-fight losing streak, gets good opposition. And he's lost to Moreno, Pantoja, and Kai Kara-France. Gets knocked out by Kai Kara-France. So maybe Kai Kara-France could have been champion if Erceg would have. Nonetheless, I'm going to go Steve Erceg. I think he could out-grapple Ode Osborne. Ode Osborne, very good in the first round of the fight. Then after that, kind of just sloppy and slows down a lot. So I could see Osborne picking up the first round and Erceg winning the last 2. But I'm going to go Steve Erceg to get it done via 30-27 decision. I think he's better than Ode Osborne in every facet of MMA. I think he's better in the grappling, better in the striking. The only thing I worry about is the reach. Osborne's really long and lanky. So I'm kind of worried about the reach for Erceg being able to get on the inside. I think I'll be able to figure it out. I think I'll be able to get it done. And for Ode Osborne, I don't know if this has ranking implications because this is a bantamweight, but they're both flyweights. It might as well. But so for Osborne, this is his chance to get into the top 15. But I think Erceg's going to get back on the winning track with this. And if he doesn't, if Steve Erceg loses this fight, there is he might get cut. He might get cut from the UFC. To go from 3 fights in the UFC, you getting a title shot, to you lose your next 4 fights, be one of the biggest fall-offs in recent history. So we're going to go Steve Erceg to get it done. Get back in the winning track. I really hope he does. I like Steve Erceg. Moving up the card, the main event. We have Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. This is a great fight. I think this is a good fight. This is going to be a fun fight. Both very good jiu-jitsu, very good grappling. Both have okay striking. I think Dolidze probably has the better power and is a little bit bigger and stronger than Hernandez. We know Hernandez can push a pace hard for 5 rounds. Dolidze, I'm trying to remember if he's been in a 5-round fight. I know he's been in main events, but I'm trying to remember. Did the Vettori fight go all 5 rounds? I think it did. I think the Marvin Vettori did go all 5 rounds. That was a pitiful main event. Both kind of on a winning trajectory right now. With the middleweight division, there's a lot going on right now. You kind of have Imavov, Baraglio, #1 contender fight right there. Who's going to be next for the middleweight belt? RDR needs 1 more win. Then he's in after them pretty much. And then you got the winner of this fight. Maybe they could fight RDR. And then the winner of that fight's... I know that's kind of a lot. Backlogging of who's going to fight for the belt next. But very tricky fight, this one to pick. I think I'm going to go Anthony Hernandez. I think what's going to be the determining factor in why I'm picking Hernandez, I think the speed. I think he's faster than Roman Dolidze. And I think he has better jiu-jitsu. I think Dolidze, does he have better wrestling? I don't know if he does. He definitely has the power, but he's slower. He's plotty. Doesn't move very well. Kind of older. I think he's in the late 30s. So I think Hernandez is going to have the speed advantage, the cardio advantage. Again, I do give Dolidze the power advantage. So if he can catch Hernandez, he can put him out. Kevin Holland did. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Anthony Hernandez to get it done. Does this go all 5 rounds? And this is really tricky to pick. I don't know if it's going to go all 5 rounds or not. I think if it... I can see him getting the back. Dolidze got good jiu-jitsu. I don't think he's going to get submitted. I'm going to go Anthony Hernandez to get it done via decision. I think Dolidze, I think it's going to be 3-2 in favor of Hernandez. I think he's going to win 3 of the 2 rounds. But who knows? Dolidze could surprise me. Could surprise all of us. I'm assuming Hernandez is a pretty solid favorite. Okay, they're not on here. I'm assuming Hernandez is a favorite. No, I don't want to go to... No. There we go. But, yeah, I think Hernandez, better in the striking department, better in the grappling department. And he's going to implement his game plan, get it done, over Roman Dolidze, 3-2 rounds. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win the main event? Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.